Want to welcome every one of you to this channel. My name is Adedapo Kayode, a medical scientist, anatomist by profession, a writer when it comes to medical article content. Welcome every one of you once again to this channel. This hour we are going to learn a lot within this short period because I don't want this video to be long. We are going to learn a lot this morning. As usual, you'll be seeing a lot of pictures that we are going to make as illustration for you to understand properly how your body system, how it functions. And again, we want to plead that if at the end of the video you are able to get one or two things from it, that you should please like our video, subscribe to it, and also share this particular video to others who might as well be able to benefit one or two things from this our content. Then let us go straight to our topic this morning. And as you can see on the screen, the pictures that I'm showing you, you will know that we want to talk briefly about how to effectively control your BP. How to effectively control your BP. BP means blood pressure. And when we talk about BP in health, we have two types of BP. We have higher one and we have the lower one. When your BP is high, then we talk about hypertension, that is high blood pressure. And when it is low, we talk about hypo, that is hypotension. Then many people are not much aware about the opposite of this particular disease or this medical constraint. So many people understand and believe much about hypertension, but many people hardly talk about hypotension. We are going to look briefly about hypertension in this content, but we want to talk generally about BP, how to effectively control your BP. Maybe in another video, in another channel, we will discuss more about hypotension, and it is very, very dangerous, even more dangerous than hypertension. We're going to discuss about some effective way for you to control your BP, your blood pressure. There are a lot of things on media channels online that you can learn about your BP. We want to let you know that when your BP is high, whenever you visit any medical center like hospitals where you are being treated, the first thing which is very important for any medical doctor is to check your BP, because this particular disease encompasses a lot of other diseases within the body, and that is why it is very, very imperative for them to check your BP to know the state of your health, to know the state of your BP before the commencement of any prescription or treatment. So you can see how important this is to you. And in most cases, when your BP is when your BP is high, like many people who are hypertensive in nature, yes, we tend to just absorb it. We tend to believe that we are hypertensive in nature. We are on treatment. We are on drugs. Yes, my expert has given me drug and a lot of things. Yeah, by medication may help lower your blood pressure. Many dietary and lifestyle changes as well can help you to lower your blood pressure. The most important that we want us to know on this channel is putting yourself on a long-term medication to us is not that advisable. I'm very sorry to say this. Yes, it is not that advisable. Reason why we are saying this is because as a medical scientist, we believe that preventive measure in most cases is even far better than curative measure. But because of our urgency, because of our need for such a particular ailment to be treated on time so we can get back to become the normal self that we are, we tend to prefer medication, being placed on a long-term medication. And we want you to know that the effect of most of this medication, like this particular image that you are seeing, is to dilate this particular channel. So a constricted channel where blood passes, like this, what you are seeing on the screen now, when your blood is being pumped from your heart, it will pass out through this particular channel that is painted red. Then when a situation like hypertension arises, this particular vessel that you are seeing will now be compacted and constricted. There won't be enough space for this blood to flow freely within this channel. So when you are given all this medication, most times the effect of this medication is to dilate this particular tunnel. So the blood will now be moving freely. You will feel the comfort within your system. Then you believe, okay, I'm okay using this drug. And over time, you will condition all these particular channels. You will condition this particular tunnel. You will condition this particular artery to the supply of that drug. That if the drug is going to last 24 hours or 12 hours in your body, within this period, this drug will help you to dilate this tunnel that you are seeing. Immediately after the effectiveness of this drug, then this particular artery will constrict again, expecting you to put in this drug again to help to dilate. So that is why in most cases we don't prefer curative measure as a medical scientist, that we prefer preventive measure as a medical scientist. Now, there are many dietary and lifestyle changes, such as exercising more, improving your sleep, and limiting sugar and alcohol intake. All these things are lifestyle changes that may as well, help you to effectively manage your BP. High blood pressure, high blood pressure often has so many symptoms, but it's major risk of heart disease and stroke. Why we always talk about the importance of this is because BP can lead to so many things within your body. It can lead to so many things within your body. And the one that is most common to us is stroke. Yes, stroke, the most common. Most people target blood pressure will be below 120 and 80 mmHg. If a person blood pressure is 130, 80 mmHg or more, it is high. So it is high. When it is above 130 upward, we consider such situation as high. Why we are saying this is for people that do their own medical checkup at home by themselves. So they have to be very conscious of things like this, and most importantly, even the gadget that you use sometimes, you have to be conscious of the effectiveness and efficacy of that particular gadget, not to give you inaccurate figure that may complicate the situation unknown to you. So we are encouraging you this morning, most especially for those who are on a long-term medical treatment, to get rid of hypertension, high blood pressure, that it is good for you to adopt lifestyle changes rather than staying put to this drug effectiveness that will give you long-term usage of this, which at the end of the day might possibly not cure this particular situation. So one of this particular way is for you is to get enough exercise. Exercise is so important in our body system. The more reason why exercise is important to control this particular thing is it helps your heart to breathe very well. It improves the health of your heart. It helps your heart to pump enough blood across your blood vessels. And at the same time, it helps you to get rid of some deposits that are within these particular vessels. As you can see on the screen, due to what we know as bad cholesterol, as a result of lifestyle as well, maybe what we eat, what we consume, we will discuss and talk about that in another video. There are a lot of bad cholesterols that we consume that we go directly into the blood vessels within our body system to deposit within the surface of this blood vessel. As you can see in this particular image, you will see a particular deposit around these vessels. These are bad cholesterols that will deposit. So the diameter through which the blood is supposed to pass under these particular vessels now will now be constricted. In most cases, enough exercise will help you to get rid of this particular deposit directly or indirectly. But it is good not to have all these deposits within this particular channel at all, because in some cases, when your heart during your exercise is pushing enough of this blood with a lot of prayer from the heart to pass through these vessels, the prayer through which this blood are being pushed will cut away some clog of these deposits from your blood vessels, and this particular little clog will now be moving along with your blood within your body, within the system. And this can create another dangerous medical condition when it gets to tiny vessels like arteries and veins within your body. And in most cases, that will result into what we know as embolism. So you will see why it is very important for you to take proper care of your health right from the onset, to get rid of so many things from your body system. And we are going to talk about so many topics, of which I know many of us, we encourage us to keep on talking about so many topics, health topics on this channel that will help us to be in the known of things to do, to start taking proper care of our health medically, scientifically from the onset, without getting to a stage where we'll now be managing them. So we talk about one of the ways for you to properly control your BP is to get enough exercise that will help your heart, improve the health of your heart, improve the rate at which the blood is being pumped around your body. And this as well, we bring good health to your muscles and get rid of some deposit as well, though, however, which might be dangerous when they get to tiny vessels that can result into a situation like embolism and some other things like that. So it is proper. Tips for increasing your activity levels include using the stair, walking instead of driving. We know that so many of us, once we get out from our home, we take our car keys from the table, we get into the car, boom, we are gone. You get to your office again, you sit down to attend to some issues, attend to some files. In the evening, 4 p.m., boom, inside your car, you get home. Then home, you take your shower, some other things. Even you might have some medication you put in. You go to your bed after taking your dinner, boom, that is all. These things are so dangerous. They are dangerous. You have to begin all these little things within your house. These are little exercises that you can do within the premises of your house. You find yourself to do it very early in the morning before you go to your bedroom. Then your weekends and some others. Some of these are using the stair, walking instead of driving, doing house chores. House chores, they are very important. You don't just sit down, cross your leg, they do these things for you. You have maids that are being paid monthly to do it. There are vital ways for you to get rid of so many things within your body system. Gardening is another thing. Just at the back of your house there, you might have a garden. Do little things there. Weekend, exercise yourself with little work. You can go for a bike ride. Yes, it's good. But considering the situation in the country now, you have to locate a very good environment that is secured for you to do your bike ride. Playing a team sport is another very meaningful thing to do as well. So another effective way for you to manage these things is you have to manage your weight. You see, Nigerians, it is a sign of good living when you are heavier, when you are hefty, when you are big, you have enough muscle. Yes, people will see you, yes, that man is worthy. So it's so funny in this part of the world that this is how we find ourselves, But here we are telling you that it is very important for you to manage your weight. This is another vital avenue for you to control your BP. Having another additional body weight put a strain on the heart and the cardiovascular system. It gives extra work to your cardiovascular system, and when this extra work is being put, when you have extra work on you, you will need enough energy, you will need extra push for you to be able to overcome such prayer. And that is exactly what happens to your heart as well. Then when you are not managing your weight effectively, you will put extra work on your cardiovascular system. This can raise your blood pressure. Now, how do you tell me that you are on medication treating high BP and you are not managing your weight? Indirectly, you are not helping the situation. Indirectly, you are not helping your doctor. Indirectly, you are not helping even the people around you. There is something we call body mass index, like BMI. It's 25 or over. Losing just 5 to 10 pounds can help you reduce your blood pressure. It can also lower the risk of other health problems. Yes, lot of health problems. So you will now see that it is very important. You can't just leave your weight like that, not doing anything to it, not managing it. Maybe as time goes on, if you like our channel, you subscribe to it, you encourage us, you share our video. As time goes on, we'll be able to talk more about foods, types of food that can help us to reduce our weight. There are lots. We've written a lot of articles on that can help you to reduce your weight, and we will come up here and possibly show us on this channel. Then the 3 key ways of doing this are to move more. You have to move more like exercising, eat less, and eat healthily. These are another beautiful ways for you to manage your weight. 1, move more. 2, eat less. 3, eat healthily. There's difference between eating healthily and eating well. You understand? You can eat well, having enough of fats, of things mixed together, your stomach full and everything. Yes, I'm full. You are eating well, but you are not eating healthy. So you should know the difference between this, eating healthy and eating well. Then you move more, do enough exercise that can help you to manage your weight. And on this channel as well, we'll be able to come back and give you some foods that will play the magic for you to reduce your weight. Another thing, without taking much of our time on this video, is cut back on sugar and refined carbohydrates. This is very difficult for so many of us to do because we don't even know some of the foods that we need to avoid. We don't even know some of the food that we need to avoid. So another most important is to cut back on your sugar and refined carbohydrates. Now, not wasting much of our time, we are best foods for high blood pressure. There are lots of foods for to manage your BP. We'll come up on this channel as well and talk about that food entirely. People with overweight or obesity who follow low carb and low fat diet, in most cases they saw their diastolic blood pressure fall. This is not something, it is not magic, it is normal, to happen like that. But I believe major problem that we have is what are the types of food even to avoid, and what are the types of food even to eat. These are the major things which we will come back on this channel to discuss more about that. They saw many people who practice this, they came back and give testimony that it worked. It will work if you follow the routines. If you follow the routines, it will work. So diastolic means number. Diastolic means number is when the heart rests. Diastolic when the heart rests. What systolic number is when the heart contracts. If you are confused with that, so these are measures by which we check high blood pressure, hypertension, and so many other things within our body system. Now, before we go, because we have another thing to discuss, the effect of BP on your body, how it affects you. Many people will complain of headache. Many people will complain that I'm having ulcer. Many will complain of tiredness and so many other things, not knowing that these are directly or indirectly as a result of their BP imbalances. So let us just discuss one more important thing that will help us as well, that are just outside there that we can get at cheaper rates without spending much from our purse, is following a heart healthy diet. There's something that's so spectacular about our heart is our heart starts functioning right from the womb, even before delivery. And right from that particular moment till say bye-bye to this world, it won't stop, it won't rest. Imagine you get a car, you always on the engine of your car, you don't off it, you go to work, the car will keep on working, you jump inside it, you come back home, you must not off it, keep on working, you sleep, your car engine keep on working. I think you should know what will happen to such engine, and that is the dynamism, and that is what is so spectacular about our hearts. When we think about our hearts in this regard, it means we should be able to take very good care of our hearts. Very good care of our hearts. Then that is why we want to discuss this as the last on this because I don't want this video to be too long. That is following a healthy diet. You know, this is very important. Very important. There's something that we call the DASH diet emphasis. That the diet emphasis. That's the dietary approaches to stop hypertension. Yes, that's dietary approaches to stop hypertension. Then it's eating. Number one of it is you eating fruits. It will help your heart a lot. You can see these are fats deposited around these hearts, the coronary arteries, that supplies your heart. Some situations, sometimes, this particular fat will be too much to an extent that they will compress these particular arteries that supply the heart itself to function. Your heart itself receives blood to function. When most of these things are well deposited, all these unwanted elements like too much of fat are well deposited, it will constrict and disrupt the functions of these particular coronary arteries that supply your heart. And what it means is the heart is dying gradually. And that's what happens in most cases that you hear of heart attack. Heart attack in most cases. So you have to take care of your heart primarily. It will help when you are controlling your high BP. It will reduce so many unwanted elements that are deposited around the heart within and without, making constriction and restricting the flow of blood within the vessels that will lead to different types of ailments within our body. They eat fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Eat them very well. Consuming low or zero fat dietary products, very low fat dietary products. Fats happens to do a lot of things within our body, creating a lot of problems within our body. And what we don't know that even in some situations when we have enough deposit of this fat, the body will now be converting some of them, into carbohydrates within our body, adding unnecessary body gain to us. Then this can lead to a lot of things, constructions of the heart that will lead to hypertension that we are discussing. So you have to do that. You have to be intentional. Eating fish, poultry, beans, nuts, and vegetable oils can help. And this vegetable oil as well, you have to get them from the right source because of where we find ourselves. There are a lot of vegetable now with bad cholesterols that are mixed with animal fats and so many other things, with bad cholesterol. So you have to get from the right source. Limiting food that are high in saturated fats and added sugar. We said we are going to talk much about that. So these are so many ways through which we can effectively control our BP, control hypertension, and get our lives back and get our health back to us. Then in summary, yes, before we move straight to that, we want to talk about how these things affect our body. You see, this is your heart now. Now there are a lot of things that are deposited within the vessels. It now leads to constriction. There's no free flow of blood within this vessel again, within the diameter that is needed for it to flow. A lot of constriction. Whereas your heart is still pumping your blood at the rates or the pace and pressure through which it's supposed to be pumped. But getting to these vessels that you are seeing around is not flowing properly. Then there's going to be a lot of pressure mounting within this particular vessel. And this pressure, when this pressure is mounted on this particular vessel, it will now lead to restrictions of supply of oxygen, nutrients, and so many things to where they are supposed to be supplied. And in most cases, this will lead to headache, unconsciousness, sleeplessness, anemia, sleeplessness, and so many other problems and health conditions within the body. It will lead to them. Then, when these things are well constricted, that they are not passing properly, imagine the vessels that supply the brain. This is your brain, and these are the nerves that helps in coordinations that are originating or that originated from your brain. These are diverse types of vessels that control a lot of things, like olfactory for your smell. This is your trochlear. There are so many of them that helps in coordination, in understanding, in movement, and so many other things that that are originated from your brain. Now, when these blood vessels that supply your brains are now moving with a lot of pressure, ordinarily there's supposed not be any pressure on the blood vessels. Ordinarily, if you are healthy, the blood supposed to move freely within the diameters of these vessels. But since there are a lot of deposited content, since there are a lot of constrictions, the blood is not able to move freely within that pipe. I use the word pipe to replace the word vessels like arteries and veins. Then there will now be pressure. The blood will be forcing itself. Then this particular vessel, there's going to be a little bit expansion in diameter of this blood vessel that supply the brain. So when there's this expansion of this particular blood vessel that supply, maybe for example, the one that moves around the optic nerves, the blood vessel that supply this area, that's supposed to be within its normal limit, now expanded. In the process of expansion, it now compressed this nerve directly or indirectly. That compression will lead to nerve damage or nerve obstruction or whatever that may possibly affect any part of your body. And in most cases, when it affects your coordination, your movements, when this vessel compress them, that they do not have the ability anymore to supply impulses the way they ought to supply impulses to a particular part of your body, definitely that particular part of your body will paralyze. And that is what we know as stroke. So imagine all these little tiny bad cholesterol, bad lifestyle, smoking, eating unconsciously. Whatever you see, you eat well, you don't eat healthy, you do everything to yourself, you don't give yourself enough sleep, enough rest, you don't do exercise. Lot of bad things now depositing within your blood vessel. Your blood is unable to move freely anymore. You are now feeling headache, you feel a lot of things, sleeplessness, pains within your body, and some other things. And it moves down to the brain as well. The vessel that's supposed to move freely within the brain as well is unable to move freely. It's now finding means out of the pressure through which the heart is pumping it to expand, so to create way within that diameter within the vessel. It now compresses your nerves that supply some part of your body, and the nerves are not able to supply impulses anymore. Then that particular part of the body will paralyze, and that is what high BP can lead to. And in most cases, when all these bad fats, elements, cholesterols deposited around the vessels that supply your heart itself, and they are not able to supply enough blood to allow the heart to function properly, then it will lead to another constriction, another high blood pressure within the surroundings of the heart, and in most cases it will lead to what? Heart attack, because your heart is not receiving enough blood to function. So these are many complicated issues that high BP can resort to within our body. We just brought this awareness to us. We've discussed ways for us to manage them effectively, and we hope we enjoy this particular video. And in our next video, we will be able to talk more, to do more, to discuss effectively as well. We know directly or indirectly you are able to gain one or two things from this particular content. And please do not forget, if you gain one or two things from this content and you want us to continue making more content and creating more awareness concerning our health, please subscribe, please like our video, and as well share this video for others to know that we have this particular channel, and we'll be encouraged as well to continue to do more, to bring more awareness, to discuss more about our health. Do not forget, the name of our channel is My Health, and we are ready to do more. Thank you so much. I remain your EduTalk, Adedapo Kayode, a medical scientist, anatomist. Thank you.